Henning, president of Grandview University. I became president in January in 2000. Before that, I've been at numerous colleges, Wartburg, George Mason University, Duke. He has had a leadership program for teachers there, enriching the role as teacher leaders, building on teachers' experience in the classroom to enhance their role as teachers in their school building. Again, just one of the things that we really want to do is get better qualified teachers, more enthused teachers, teacher leaders. What should we be doing?
Well, we're very proud of that new teacher leader program, and we are very committed to turning out teachers who are indeed prepared to produce and help our students achieve at the levels. Superintendent Carver and I were just speaking earlier that we are required to really stay in touch with what's going on at the K-12 level so that our teacher prep programs are responding to these new and emerging things. Likewise, I guess, a question that I have, Secretary Duncan, has to do with that preparation for college. Obviously, it's very costly to students if they're not properly prepared for college curriculum. It's very costly to the taxpayers if they go on to public university or community college not prepared. And what I hear from our professors is that the preparation has to do with college level reading, most likely ability to handle mathematics, and then writing skills. Not just the mechanics of writing, but can they form an argument and support a position or an idea. And while all of those are sort of common needs that we have across higher education, we also recognize that students come to us that already have very diverse interests, very diverse career interests, abilities that come from very different backgrounds. So how do we set those assessments for the K-12 system that makes sure everyone is ready for college level work, but yet respects the diversity that already exists across higher education and respects the diversity of the students as they come to us?
I think the only answer is being provided by the state school chief officers and the governors is this college and career ready standards, having a higher bar. We have in some universities 60% of incoming freshmen taking remedial classes. Wasting the university's time and money, burdens the students' Pell Grants, who are taking classes and don't get them any credit. It's bad for taxpayers, bad for students, bad for schools for higher ed. 60% of universities. I don't know what your number is. But so to me, again, we have to, and this is tough medicine, not everyone likes to hear, we have to raise the bar pretty dramatically. And again, that's just not senior level exit criteria. That's what are we doing in 10th grade? What are we doing in 8th grade? What are we doing in 5th grade? What are we doing on 3rd grade? So that every step along a child's education trajectory, we can say to this child, you're on track, you're not. And here are your strengths, and here are your weaknesses, and where you have weaknesses, the parent, the teacher, the student all have to work together to get you there. So I think this is just a revolutionary breakthrough. Again, not there yet, they're working hard, Kentucky's adopted, others are following, but I think this is a chance of a lifetime. Is they get these higher standards in place. Senator Harkin alluded to this, we need much better assessments. Our assessment system now is, I think, much too mundane, just fill in the bubble sheets, not critical thinking skills, not high level. And so we have, through the Recovery Act, we have $350 million in Raise the Top resources that we're going to put out to states who are working collaboratively. And we think this next generation of assessments will be dramatically better. And to me, it's not just about how the student does at the end of the year, but what are you doing what I call formative assessments, real-time data, 3, 4, 5 times a year, real evaluation so students know, teachers know, the stuff they're teaching, are the students absorbing it or not? Not only teaching, but is the child learning? And if we could, the teachers could differentiate and reteach and figure that out. So some places are doing this really well. It is not being done well at scale, but I think we have a chance to break through. I think with that high bar and with a common definition for success, then you can really again see that local innovation of how to get to that higher bar. And I think we'll see a flourishing of great ideas. And our job will be to figure out which ones are really working and how to put more resources behind that. And folks who aren't getting good results, how we challenge them to do some things differently. But I think a common definition for success, better assessments behind that, but then really letting local creativity, local ingenuity hit that higher bar. Some folks think if you raise standards, the dropout rate goes up. I couldn't challenge that more strongly. As we raise expectations for kids, I'm absolutely convinced that they will rise to the challenge and do better. Whenever we dummy down things, children do worse, not better, and we have to change people's mindset.